I really don't have a ton of announcements. I need to tune back into everything. So you guys just keep active in the team page. Keep sharing stuff if you see from National Wake Up Call or stuff like that, because I've been obviously not dialed in with my business, so I don't have a ton of announcements for you guys, but just keep showing up. You did incredible in February. I'm working on the leaderboard to get that out for you guys to see, so just keep hustling and all of that. But I'm excited to move into March and just keep going with everyone's business. So Aubrey, if you guys don't know, hopefully you guys all know who Aubrey is, but she is a fellow Fab coach. So we are both under Joy Fowl. Share the same coach, and I'm excited for her. She's been on fire already this year, hustling and crushing it. So I'm excited to have her talk to you guys. She is a lifetime 2-star diamond coach, but she just started 4-star qual last week. Yeah, I'm like, was that already a week ago? She started 4-star qual last week. So she was a 2021 Premier coach. Her team finished Premier, which is freaking amazing, like top 1% of the company. And she's also a Success Club All-Star legend. So she has hit Success Club for 24 plus consecutive months, which just means she shows up for her business. She stayed consistent. She knows what she's doing. And I'm excited to have her share with you guys tonight. So Aubrey, I will turn it over to you. Let me see, where are you? Okay, and if you can just check the participants every now and then, but I'm gonna mute myself and you take it away.
Cool. Awesome. So first of all, there's a 200% chance that you're gonna hear my dog bark in the background, so please forgive me for that. Can you guys see my screen? Just making sure. Okay, cool. I'm going to move you guys over real quick. Awesome. Everybody good? Everybody see that? Yes. And I hope now that I'm sharing my screen, I can still see people. But Morgan, if you like want to keep an eye on your chat maybe, and like you can just interrupt me if there's people getting in, but because I'm sharing my screen, I don't know if I'll be able to see it or not. I might be able to.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Usually it's just like a little red dot that pops up at the top.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try to keep my eye on it. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. Super excited. Oh yeah, I see it. It's popping up. We're good. Super excited to chat with you guys tonight. So Morgan talked a little bit about kind of who I am. I'm the founder of Team More Fit. I started this business in 2018, so September of 2018, but I didn't really go all in until January of 2019. So I've been in this business a little over 2 years. Like she said, I'm in 4-star qual right now. We just finished week 2. I am a 2021 Premier team, Success Club All-Star legend, and then I started in September of 2018. So that is a little bit about me. So Morgan messaged me maybe a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. She was like, hey, can you speak on my call? And I was like, sure. She's like, is there anything that you're like really passionate about that you really just like want to talk about? And I was like, I mean, I guess let me just think about it. I don't really know. Like, I don't have anything that I'm like passionate about. And I started talking to, so if you guys don't know, I nanny for Nikki Whiting. So I'm there all the time. So I started talking to her, and then I was talking to Jared, which is my boyfriend, in the car. And I was like, Morgan wants me to speak on her call, but like, I don't know what to talk about. So I was messaged Morgan, and I was like, Morgan, I guess I'll just talk about like community or something. Just put whatever. I'll figure something out to talk about. She's like, okay, cool. Well, I started talking to Jared in the car, and I was like, I don't feel like I'm like different than anybody else. Like, I don't feel like I have any advice to give anybody. Like, I still feel like I'm learning everything just as anybody that just started last week is learning things. And then it clicked to me. I was like, I'm going to talk to them about what makes me special. Why am I special? And the answer to that is nothing. There is nothing about me that is special. And you guys are probably like, that's weird. So first of all, no, I'm not conceited. And second of all, there really is nothing special about me that makes me different than you. The only thing that makes me different are a few key points that I'll talk about as we move on. But if you guys look at this slide, maybe a lot of you can relate to some of these. So when I first started, I didn't have a lot of followers. I think I probably started with definitely under 1,000 followers. Didn't have big paychecks. I can remember probably, honestly, I was a diamond coach and messaging Joy and being like, I don't know why I'm like not cycling. Why am I like barely making, like, what's going on? I definitely didn't understand cycling. And I still don't understand cycling. So Morgan will probably tell you different, but you don't really need to know cycling to be successful. I don't think. You need to know the basics, but you don't really need to know the nitty gritty of it. Find somebody that like Morgan that can help you with that kind of thing. And I didn't have any working coaches. So I went diamond on discount coaches and building my parents to emerald alone. So didn't have any of these things. So I started to think, I was like, okay, well, I'm not special, but I am in 4-star qual. So obviously I found somewhat of success in this business. So what makes somebody successful in this business? Whereas I view everybody as even playing field. There's not something where somebody comes in this business and I'm like, you're going to be successful. But I think that there are things that you do in this business that make you successful. So you don't have to be special, but you just have to do the things to make you successful. So a few things that I kind of came up with that are like my 6 things that I have figured out are what you need to do to be successful. So number 1, understand the value of time. Number 2, do things that align with your goals. Number 3, don't self-impose limitations. Number 4, don't make excuses. 5, take action. And 6, be consistent. So I'm going to go a little bit into depth on those. All right, so time. So basically when I say time, I mean prioritizing your task every day. So this might look like following the BAT, which I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing, but the minute that you start using the business activity tracker is the minute that you will see a shift in your business. I don't care if you are 10 years into this business. I 110% believe that everybody needs to be using the business activity tracker. Your business will completely shift. And it's not because you don't know what is on the business activity tracker, because we all know what the business activity tracker is, but it's sitting down and saying, okay, I have to get this done, check it off. I have to get this done, check it off. Instead of saying, okay, I might just like send some invites right now. All right, well, what do I need to do next? No, we're here and we're effective. You guys all have full-time jobs. You're a new mom, you're a nurse, you're recently married. Everybody here has something else other than Beachbody. So when we show up to work, we have to make that time that we're working 100% effective. So make sure that you're writing out your to-dos, you're using the BAT. And if you aren't aware, the BAT is now in your back office as like a digital BAT, and there's even a timer at the top. So you can be like, damn girl, you've been working for 2 hours and have got absolutely nothing done. So it's going to keep you in check with that timer up top. So just make sure that, a lot of our work, and as you do get bigger in the business, you will find yourself working a little bit more. You're taking on some behind the scenes tasks that are a little bit more time consuming, but make sure that you're not making 1 hour of work turn into 3 hours of work, because you're going to burn yourself out that way. Okay. Goal alignment. So are you consistently writing out your goals every single day? This is at the top of the BAT also. Well, I guess it's at the top of the paper one. I don't know if it's on the digital one, but it was basically like writing out your why every single day. Kind of same with your goals. Like, all right, I know my goals are, but am I writing them down every day? There's a huge difference. Like, I know that you probably are sitting there thinking, I just know them. I don't need to write them down. There's a big difference, and I thoroughly, thoroughly believe in writing things down, putting them out in the universe, saying them out loud, whatever it is. Make sure your goals are known to others and to yourself. So once we have our goals, making sure that we're aligning those daily tasks that we do every single day with those goals. So if your goal is to be an elite coach, the things that you do every single day might look a lot different than somebody whose goal is to be a diamond coach. They might look the same in some circumstances, but a lot of times they're going to look very different. So as an elite coach, you're really looking for hitting all of those leadership points and making sure you're getting all those categories. So there's a lot of things that when you're pushing for elite, you're looking out for those. So your goals are, how many coaches can I help hit Success Club? How many coaches can I help rank advance? Whereas when you're diamond, you're really looking at, how many people can I switch over to a discount coach? Can I get my friends, my family on board? All right, well, I just need 2 people that are ready to start their business to get them emerald. So different goals, and that means that our daily tasks are going to look a lot different. So making sure that when we're going in, we're focused, we know what we're doing, or else we're kind of just scatterbrained and not really getting the things done that need to be done. Let's see next. All right. Impose limitations. So self-imposing limitations. Are you telling yourself all the time, I have no working coaches? It's been a struggle this year because I have no working coaches. I can't find anybody that wants to work the business. Everybody's telling me no. Like, I keep messaging all these people and everybody's telling me no. Are you saying that? Or are you saying, I'm messaging all these people, people are saying no, but that means it's one step closer to the yes? Are you saying, I don't have any working coaches right now, but I know the longer that it takes for me to build my foundational diamond, the more solid that's going to be. So I'm not just onboarding a bunch of people that are going to fall off. The mindset shift of making sure that you are not telling yourself negative things about your business and where you're at in this business is going to completely change how you, the daily tasks that you do, honestly. So a 5-star coach with self-imposed limiting beliefs is never going to be as successful as a diamond coach who has that mindset that's like, I'm here, I'm ready to show up. I might not have all the working coaches, but I am ready to go. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to onboard discount coaches, whatever it takes. 2 different things. And even though that 5-star looks successful, with those self-limiting beliefs and the negativity, you're never going to continue to grow. Whereas somebody that's a diamond with the ability to say, I'm admitting people to the group, would just say, have a positive attitude and know, like, all right, I'm going to get this done. This person is going to skyrocket over this person every single day. All right, so I can't really see everybody, but I'm gonna actually make it see a lot of more people here because I have a question for you guys. Okay, raise your hand if this past week you missed a day of sending invites. Anybody miss a day of sending invites? Yeah, a lot of people. I did. I definitely missed a lot of days of sending invites. If you guys can open up the chat box and write down in your chat box what your reason for missing invites was. I'm gonna let a few more people answer. Yep. Yeah, I see. Didn't want to. Baby, schoolwork, family, grad school. I'm tired. Didn't feel like it. Tired. Don't have new people to invite. Just didn't do it. I love that. Just straight to the point. Okay, so obviously there are a lot of reasons why we don't invite that are good reasons. If you just had a baby, sending invites is probably not on your to-do list or your priority list. But I'm reading a lot of these that are just what they look like, and those are excuses. You are never going to get to where you go with excuses, ever. Basically, if we are not showing up for our job every day, like imagine if we worked like a real job and we walked in our boss and we're like, hey man, I just like really don't feel like doing it today. So like I'm out, I'm gonna go home. I'll catch you tomorrow. I think you would probably either be fired or your boss would say, suck it up. You have to work today regardless. You have to treat your business the exact same. It is exactly that. It is a job. And I know a lot of times that I'm guilty of it. I just did it, a real job. This is a real job. This is a real business. And yes, it's really awesome that we get to control our hours and that we can work however we want, whenever we want, and from wherever we want. But working however we want, whenever we want, and however or wherever we want is not going to get us to where we want to go. So setting routine and making sure that our excuses are not getting in the way of like our daily activities and things like that. I'm just like reading my notes. Making sure I'm hitting on everything. There's my dog. Okay. Next. All right, action. How many of you guys listen to the National Wake Up Call every single day? Or sorry, every Monday? Okay, how many of you guys listen to trainings? You listen to trainings, right? Occasionally. Okay, so I'm honestly guilty of this. Not all the time, but you know, we go to National Leader Conference or New Leader Conference, and we go to the leadership conference, and we listen to National Wake Up Call, and we check it off of our business activity tracker, and we're like, yep, checked it off. I did it. Or I got on Slay Squad Monday. I've got it on my calendar. Crossed it off. Did it. How often are we putting those things into action? How often are we learning those things that we are listening to the top of the top of the top business tell us this is how you be successful and putting into action? It's hard. I'm the same way. I listen to people tell me, what's an example? You need to run free groups. Free groups are great. And I'm like, nope, that's going to be a no for me, not running free groups. I have no reason behind doing that. The only reason I don't want to run free groups is because it's more work for me. But how do I know that putting the things that people are telling me into action aren't going to make incredible results for my business? So in correlation with this one, in action is taking what people are telling you and not being stuck in the ways that you think are the correct ways, because we're never going to grow that way. But also making sure that we're doing those things. If people say, hey, you know, we're realizing that we have to switch up the challenge group a little bit. And it might be best if we, you know, move our challenge group to this new app. It's called Bod Groups. Are we taking action and are we trying to do that? Or are we just saying, not going to work? Not going to work for me. I'm going to stick with the challenge group. Always be sure that as we are learning and as we are growing, we are taking action with those things that we're learning and taking action with the things that we say that we're going to do. So if we say that we're going to go 5-star and we're going to be elite this year, going back up to the top one, what are the daily things that we're doing to take action to get to that goal that's going to give us that result? All right, last one. This is my favorite one. And if I could have this tattooed on my forehead and on my arm and on anywhere in my body, consistency. Whenever somebody comes to me and they're like, girl, you're killing it. Like, what are you doing? Consistency. 110% consistency. If you do not take one other thing away from this call, I can make a whole call on consistency, honestly. If you do not take anything else away from this call, take away that consistency is key. There were so many times in this business where I felt extremely alone with my team. That excuse of I have no working coaches That was me. I had no working coaches. Why would I show up when I have nobody behind me? Why would I show up when people don't want to join my team? Why would I show up when I don't have challengers that are going to say yes to me? Because I know in the long run, that is going to be what makes me successful. You have to stick through the times that are hard. Waking up every day, and you guys told me this excuse, when you're tired and doing your work and doing your power hour, that is going to set you apart from the person that might have all the other things checked off for being successful in this business. But if they don't have consistency, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that there is no way that they are ever going to reach the top. A little gut check here. So I know when I onboard my challengers, I always tell them, I'm like, all right, I don't ask much of you. Well, don't text me. That's the one thing I ask of you. Please don't text me. But I don't ask much of you. All I ask is that you work out every single day and you check out and you check into the group every single day. I want to make sure that you're doing your workouts. I want to make sure that, you know, I can support you because I really want you to see results. So we know that for maybe 80% of our challengers do that, but there's another 20% that never message you, probably never do the workouts, never check into the group. Imagine if we worked our business the way some of those challengers did. Think about that. Think about if we never checked into our challenge group. Think about if we didn't show up for ourselves every day. Think about if we didn't stay consistent with the things that we know work. We know that working out every single day and following the meal plan, we know that works. But we also know that following the business activity tracker and being proof the product works and reading your PD, we know that stuff works. So why don't we do it? We expect our challengers to do it, but we aren't following through with it ourselves in our business. So we can't expect our challengers to do that. I have a quote that I want to read to you. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Again, this is last because I truly believe that this is the key to success in this business. 100%. The days that you don't want to work, the days that you are too tired, the days that you, I don't know, just don't feel like it, those are the days that you have to make yourself show up. You have to show up to your job, because when you show up on those days, you're setting yourself apart from the person that didn't show up that day. Make sure you're showing up every single day, especially in the tough times. If I did not show up while I was Emerald and then went to Diamond and then went back to Emerald and stayed there for a really long time, I would not be where I am right now. Consistency is 100% key. So back to the beginning, I'm not special. So when Morgan asked me to speak on the call, and if you guys are just getting on or had just didn't hear my beginning. So when Morgan asked me to get on the call, I'm like, why does she want me to give them advice? I don't have anything special to say. It's written out in the business activity tracker. We know what to do. I don't have anything special. I'm not special. I don't have 10,000 followers. I don't have a swipe up feature. I would love to have a swipe up feature, but I don't. All I'm doing is doing the things that people have told me again and again and again. These are the things that will make you successful. You can ask people outside the Beachbody business. They'll tell you these are the things that will make you successful. You can ask Steve Jobs. You can ask Elon Musk. I don't know. These are the things that make you successful. You don't have to be some person that was born in a special place and got in it in 2017 when there was no other Beachbody coaches and it was the perfect timing. You just have to show up every single day and do the things that everybody has always told you what to do. You don't have to be lucky. You don't have to have a big following, not have gotten to this business at the right time. You have to be able to do the work that will get you the results. Period. Super quick, I know, but it's 8:30, so I'm like, my bedtime. But if you guys have questions, happy to answer those.
Yay. Period.
Period.
Can you push me back to the host just before we forget so that
Yes.
recording comes to me?
Yes. Hold on. Let me figure out how to do that. There we go.
Yeah, that was so good. Thank you, Aubrey. Just a really good reminder of the basics, and especially newer coaches, older coaches. Doesn't matter when. It's just a good reminder that you just do the things just the same, it's the same things that you do every single day, and it's easy to skip on, just like you said, with all the excuses, but we just have to keep doing those, and that's what makes everyone successful. It's not any magic person.
No. Nope. I know I pick Nikki's brain all the time, and the amount of things that I hear from her, I'm like, I know all these things. I know to do this. She didn't do anything different. The only thing I could say that she did differently is in a really, really tough time in the business and in her life, she was consistent and she stayed the course.
Yeah.
And I think that's what set her apart from everybody else, was that she was able to stay consistent and was able to say no, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to follow through with this, even though it's a really hard time. And she probably definitely didn't want to work at that time. I'm sure she heard a lot of no's during that point.
You lean in when it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Yeah, and just time too. It's not that you have to get in at the right time or start at the right time, but just think of where you would be when you are consistent for 6-7 years. You think about all of us, even just being consistent for a couple weeks or a month. If you're a new coach, think about when you start to see oh, people are paying attention, people are catching on. Then you're here a year later, and those people you invited a year ago were oh, wait, this isn't some fad. She's not just doing this. Then you're here 4 years later, and you get to see how it builds, and you get to see the income you can make, and you get to see the team you have. So it just takes time and consistency, just like you said.
100%.
Cool. Does anyone have any questions for Aubrey? If you have any questions, drop them in the chat.
All the basic stuff, but
yeah.
No.
And it was a good reminder about the digital tracker too.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
About the digital tracker?
Yes. Use it, guys. I'm telling you, it works.
Can you tell them how to get to it in your back office?
Yeah. So you go to your back office and go to Grow My Business. And it's if you know what I'm talking about, it's how they're commissions, and it's it's a big thing. It says business activity tracker or something like that. You'll see it right under there. And it's super cool. It will tell you it tells you what success club you're at, and then it tells you, have you hit your 90 PV on HD for the month, what PV you have for the month. So if you're okay, I want to make sure I'm good for success club, it tells you that. It has the little clock at the top where you can time yourself and be all right, I'm going to send 10 invite, or I'm going to do 10 minutes of invites, click it, go. And that goes back to my thing about time, is making sure you're not just aimlessly, sending invites for an hour. I mean, I don't know who you could invite for an hour. Would love to have that many people to invite, but just making sure that you're keeping the course. So highly recommend that. And there was a time in my business where, just kind of what I said, I was thought I was too good for it. I was I know what's on the business activity tracker. I don't need to click off the stupid boxes. But it makes a really big difference. And I remember it was probably 4 or 5 months that I got out of it, and I was struggling to hit Success Club. And then I was you know what, I'm just going to go back to it and back to the normal numbers. So definitely recommend doing that.
Back to basics always works.
Yes. Which is kind of what this whole thing was about for me. I don't have some mind-blowing thing that's all right, guys, here's the secret to success. Everybody follow what I do. No, it's just you guys know what to do. Just do it. Which I know is easier said than done, but just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, does anyone else have any other questions for? I know it's a pretty straightforward, which is good. We all need that reminder. Every
Like I'm not answering questions about volume and all of that.
no, come to me with those when,
Yeah,
like
Morgan will
2
hook you up
weeks
with
when
that.
my brain is working again.
Not me.
Cool.
Nothing. You guys can always message me if you guys have any like random thoughts or questions or I don't know. Want
Yeah,
to talk? I don't know. If we want to be friends, we can be friends. That's fine.
I love it. Yeah. And I mean, when it's so straightforward, there's like really no questions because you just lay it all out and you're like, well, dang, okay, I just need to go work and I need to stop making excuses and do the dang things and use
Right.
the tracker and be consistent and all of that. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing those. Really good
Sure.
tips. Those were 5 awesome tips. So we appreciate you jumping
Thanks.
on and sharing with us. And yeah, if you guys have any, like if you think of anything, of course, Aubrey's on our upline team, so you can always find her in team pages and Fab on Insta, wherever. So she's
Yeah. And
super
if
team
you don't
player
mind sending me the recording too,
for
so I
sure.
can share with my team. But thanks guys for hopping on. I appreciate it.
Cool. Bye, Obs.
Bye guys.